Hey guys, what's up? This is XCaliber, and I'm here with XCaliber's Anvil Season 4. We are going to continue working on our combat hover vessel tank. So I hope everybody's doing okay. Sorry for the late start. I was out, so I hope everybody's having a good Friday. Just kicking off their weekend, getting ready for tomorrow's big stream. Hey, crazy, what's going on, man? How you doing? Alright, so looks like we pretty much got all of the, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have one more minigun turret that we could deploy here. And I'm thinking I want to do it underneath. So rocket turret, mini, yeah, we have one more, and I think it would be cool to have it like underneath here to protect the undercarriage when you're at a certain height. Because I find, especially in with the Xerax, all those foot patrols that you're constantly dealing with as you're fighting the POIs, you need that firepower at those lower angles that the depression's not going to achieve when you're at that height. So the restart destroyed your entire garden. Oh no. Oh, that sucks, man. Did you have an issue with one of 2 cargo controllers not working when spawning a vessel first time in survival? Not that I've experienced. I am noticing that you can't place a controller on an existing extension and it accepting the extension chain for some reason. I think that's stupid, but it's an issue I had with the rebar. I'd spawn the rebar, and I would, I have like a little spot where I have the harvest and wood, but you can't achieve that till level 20. So I just put the extensions there, and then the player can add the controller after. So when you add it, it doesn't take the extension. You have to literally remove an extension, place the controller, and then place the extension, and then it accepts it. Okay, had it twice so far, restarted the trick. Okay, cool, I'll remember that. So if I run into that issue. But yeah, it's weird. It's the placement. So I'll just paint an example real quick here, because it's pretty frustrating if you try it. So like, let's say for instance, you have like an extension chain. So this is already existing, right? So then I place this. Okay, this seems to be working. Yeah, it wasn't working for CV, so I don't know. But when I would place that, when I would place it on top of an existing chain, it would only give me the volume for the controller. But what I'd have to do is, I don't know, for instance, let's say you had this here, and then if you had this removed, then you place the controller, then you place the extension, then it accepts the full chain. It seems to be working okay now. Maybe it's a survival thing as well, I don't know. But it was acting weird. So if you do run into that issue in your gameplay, just that's what you gotta do. Yeah, no, it's finicky. It's definitely finicky. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, they're obviously bugs that they're gonna work on. So it's a game thing. I would just keep an eye on your comments, and people will generally give you some sort of feedback when it comes to that. And it's not a design. There's nothing you can design to really fix that. It's more of a it's a bug. This game is well into its development, years and years in development. It's very polished as far as alphas go, and people forget that it's an alpha. People really forget that, and as great as this game is, it still has bugs, especially when you introduce new concepts and stuff into the game. And these are actual new, completely new systems that they're adding. So yeah, no, I know that. I'm just saying, like, I don't mean you. I mean, the people that use your vessels and think that everything has to work perfectly and stuff. And I get those comments too. I just try to, you just really got to explain, like, hey, this is the situation sometimes. And I get frustrated too. I get frustrated as a designer because it's like, I want my stuff to work. I freak out when it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Like I said, I put up the cargo blade payload for the challenge. I put that up in the workshop, and I woke up to somebody commenting saying that there's a warp tank in there but no warp drive. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, that's impossible. There's no, I didn't believe him. I was like, yeah, there's no way. That makes no sense. Must be a bug. Boy, I went through that thing for about 10-15 minutes. I couldn't find the warp drive. I'm like, what in the hell? Did we really build this thing and not put a warp drive in it? Wow. I was like, wow. Usually I get real obsessed with everything. I make sure everything's in these things. But yeah, I guess with the stream and everything, I got very wrapped up in other stuff. Obviously, my attention, as much as I'm building, my attention's not as undivided as it would be if I was just building on my own or whatever. So it's just something I got to get used to. But the benefits of doing this on a stream far outweigh that. I mean, man, I'm getting a lot of great feedback real time. Whereas normally, you put up a build, and Crazy knows this. Most of you guys know this. You put up a build, and you think you figured it all out. You know what's what, and then you just get some glaring imperfection that you didn't even know about, and it's after the fact, and it can be frustrating, especially when you've put a lot of time into something. You feel like, all right, that's the one, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then you end up building another one because you want to, you're always looking for completion. I'm not gonna say perfection, but definitely completion. You're looking for, I've solved this issue. When I built the auger, I was like, yes, I finally solved the miner. And then comes Alpha 9. Nice try, buddy. You didn't solve shit. So now I gotta go back, because yeah, I mean, the cargo's good. It's a good amount of cargo, but it's definitely not it's not where it needs to be. The auger is completely extensions on the outside. I mean, one good shot and your cargo's on the floor. So, which, don't get me wrong, in PvE that's usually not going to happen, especially now when you got to be tethered to a CV when you're mining. So that's not it's not a normal issue. But in multiplayer, that's a whole different story, right? So that's where the rotary came in, but the rotary has nothing for cargo. So I don't know if it'll be the next build, but it's going to be very soon that we're going to try to solve the combat steel miner again. I think that'll be a fun stream. Because yeah, I mean, building a miner is pretty it's a lot of testing. It's definitely a test kind of situation. Hey, thanks, Tack. How you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I hear you. It is big. It's just, you know, God, there's no function with SVs. It's like to take away what little function they provide. I can't do it in my head. I can't do it. So I need to have some kind of something in there. So I figure, you know, at least a warp drive, small warp, give them the ability to move from planet to planet, and so be it. Because, you know, like take Shattered Realm, for instance. You know, it's how you get off the starter planet. You use a short warp and you get off the damn thing. Wonder if that would look cooler. No, let's start. We'll do that after. Let's get the general shape of this thing, and then we'll start playing around with the insets and stuff. I just want to make sure that my turrets don't get blocked. So HVs, I mean, to me, HVs have the biggest learning curve when it comes to building over really any other vessel. As overlooked as they have been, I mean, boy, it's hard to make a good one that doesn't have issues. And you know, I've definitely made some that have issues, because, you know, these turrets are so sensitive, and it's not a CV where you have all this space to place turrets and you're not really too concerned about depression. You're not concerned about line of sight because you're in space. So you just, you know, you go down and then all of a sudden you've got line of sight up. You go this way, you've got line of sight. You know, you've got a full 360 situation. But with hover vessels, it's, you know, it's only so much. You're either hitting a POI or maybe you're hitting drones, but you're not really worried about drones, right? PvP is a different story, but in PvE, it's all about, you know, straight ahead, basically, frontal, or if you want to do like a side situation, that, right? So I'm seeing that the foot soldiers and stuff are something that we gotta pay a little bit of attention to here. So we're definitely gonna look at that. I'm still astounded by the way how fast you build things on a live stream. I'm just tired to cut a building video and watch myself get stuck for 5 or 10 minutes thinking about my next one. No, I'm telling you, you know, honestly, when I build, it varies for me. When I build, sometimes when I build stuff, it's super quick, just like this, like it just happens. Sometimes it takes some time. Sometimes I got to come back to something. You know, so it definitely varies, but I'm finding that doing the stream, it's really it's forced me to you know, react. You know, I'm making decisions quicker, and I'm kind of just sticking with them and then changing them. So, you know, you'll notice that I'm changing blocks a lot and stuff, and progressing from there. Yeah, see, I don't like that look. I want to get away from that. I don't like the perfect nose slope thing here. Let's not do that. So let's cut these off here for now. Try something else. Yeah, we're not trying to make the same thing here. I'm trying to make something a bit different. I really like this. I wish I could make this into a vanilla tank, but it's just too big. It's too big for the turrets that I can't use. This thing has 10 Gatling guns, 8 rocket turrets, 2 artillery turrets. I mean, you know, it's too big. It's too big for the vanilla limits. So this is great for custom. It's never been released other than to the Shattered Realm server as a premium vehicle, but yeah. So we're basically trying to achieve that with this in a smaller footprint, slightly smaller. It's a little bit. It'll be smaller. You'll see. That would be a small J run. Yeah. He's right over there. You could definitely see the comparison, right? My heavy assault K-bar versus the Gigantus. I mean, even the tac tool, right? Like half the size. Yeah. I mean, you know, I built the super tool, but the super tool is nuts. So you know, we did a fly test on this before the end of the last stream when we were messing with this thing. So I'm happy with the current performance of it. So yeah, I think we've well, we'll see, right? Because we still have a lot of blocks to put on this thing, so the weight can be a factor. But we have more space here. We have more space to manipulate. We could definitely add more thrust. Fuel is the thing that we're gonna have to be working on here. We'll probably add some more fuel tanks up here. You know, obviously preventing any kind of chain reaction here. Yeah, the Basilisk is cool. That was his first HV ever, so that was his first attempt at an HV. And yeah, that thing's cool as hell. But not unlike a lot of stuff, you know, it's not as practical. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of builds that are just not practical anymore. I got a comment today on my scavenger pup, which is really the first. It's actually the first build of the Blade collection. It's really the first build of my style, honestly. I mean, what did I think it's not a drill pup. It's, what is it called? The salvage pup. What did I call it? The scavenger pup? Yeah, the salvage pup. So this is the first, it's really my first build that was like a function build. And somebody commented today and said that, you know, you can't get in and out of these passenger seats anymore. You just glitch. So, you know, I kind of told him, I'm like, yeah, it's not really a viable design anymore. This was great back in the day. I had the 4 multi-turrets because I found when I was using the multi-turrets, you'd always have issue with depression one way or the other. So, you know, I label these things top, down, left, right, so that you could switch in between them when you're hitting a POI, or you could have 3 people hitting it at once. But yeah, I mean, this was great at one point, but now it's just, you know, it's not really you'd have to do way too much to this for it to be viable anymore. Hey, what's up, Eternal? How you doing? So yeah, I mean, and you know, I actually this is actually the mutt, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. I don't know if I ever even mentioned that. This thing, right? So this is literally this. So I literally took this, cut off the multi-turrets, added drills, and then I put a back end on it the reverse way. So this is literally that. That's where I started. So you can see it's the same thing. Same passenger thing. I got rid of this passenger side and put the harvest over there. So, but yeah, even the mutt's not really viable anymore. I mean, it is, but it's not a great miner, right? It's really not a great miner. It's a good all around, but I still see people using it. It's funny. People, you know, stick to the stuff they know, I guess. But that's this game. That's why this game is so much fun, because you've never solved the issue. And then because it's alpha, there's always new issues because they add stuff. But, you know, I'm team patch, man. I'm enjoying the hell out of this patch, I gotta say. For all the issues that it has, I guess, man, I'm having a lot of fun with the possibilities. I mean, my head's just going in so many places lately, thinking of new concepts, new builds, just new ideas in general that are going to be really fun to build. Yep. Oh, okay, right on, Dragon. Hey, Windows, what's up, man? Yep, super tank hype. Yeah, totally, right? Like, it's just, yeah, there's so much to do. It's never ending, man. Like, whenever I think I've, like, done everything. Nah, not even close. All right, so we've done something different here than what I normally do. It's kind of a fusion of the heavy assault in the way that the back is. See how I've kind of, and I never liked, I was never happy with this, by the way. I actually remember the stream. This was the first time I ever streamed a build, and you know, I still, you know, I'll be honest, I was a bit nervous. I was just kind of building and going and stuff, and I think Jay Randall was on for this one. He was trying to tell me about the back and what I could possibly do with it, and I just didn't really understand, so I just kind of kept it like this. And yeah, I was never happy with the way this was shaped. And you know, I mean, I went straight to this one after, and I, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to achieve from that. But I think that's what he was trying to tell me at the time too. But so with this one, I've kind of done the same thing, but I've done it for a purpose. So you know, we're obviously going to need to put a lot of it, you know, a lot of stuff in here, fuel and whatnot, right? But we're also going to have some armor behind here. And then the main purpose is for line of sight for these turrets. You know, we're going to test this. We're going to test this heavily on POIs, and we're going to make sure that all of these turrets are getting damaged. And you know, that's because it has the wider profile up here for these rocket turrets. So these rocket turrets are able to hit, you know, pretty much almost full 360. I mean, this turret will go all the way to here before it gets blocked by this one. But that's at dead on. Upper, it's gonna hit everything, and then the same thing over here. You're gonna have all the way to where your artillery turret is, which is full front, and you'll have all the way to here. So like 270 degree of shot capability. So you really have to think about all these things when you're designing. You have to figure out, you know, with your HV, what's your attack, you know, what's your attack tactic, right? What are you trying to achieve? Frontal facing shots, side shot. You know, what is it you want? Because you also have to figure out. So this is full frontal, obviously full frontal, because these are all pointed frontward, and that's actually the only way they'll work. So they'll work frontal, they'll depress up about, well, they're impress, depress, yeah. So they'll impress up to about right here, and that's it. That's about where it can shoot, and then it can't shoot anywhere past this until it gets back here and it does the 180, and it can shoot about to there. So when you put turrets on the side like that, you got to know that you're losing the ability for it to shoot sideways. So now the only things that could shoot sideways are these rockets, which I want because they're the most effective. Rockets are instant, you know, so if a troop comes at me from the side, it's screwed, right? Plasma is going to be great for frontal damage, right? You got the arty for penetration. You still have all the rockets, and you got all the plasma. Hey Greg, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Finally revisiting this tank. It's been like 2 days, Bone Dog. What are you talking about? We just started this thing 2 days ago. I think you're thinking of a bigger one that I was working on prior. Gatlings and cannons. You're talking about CVs? Because you only have minigun turrets for an HV. There's no cannon turrets for the HV. Yeah, so you have minigun turrets, rocket turrets, plasma, artillery, and tool turrets. Yeah. Now CVs, which, you know, after doing the workshop this week and seeing Semp's CV, that made me think, man. I've always discounted CVs as being viable for really anything but defensive measures on planet. But would it make sense to do like a combat planetary CV? Because you can have 10 projectile turrets on a CV. So, you know, imagine something small like my prospector or the rebar, or, you know, something like that, but, you know, not that shape, but that size class. Imagine that with full side turrets. Yeah, nice. So I mean, yeah, I'm for that, you know, so that'll be on the build list. Yeah, I'm you know, there's just a lot of ideas that I want to try out here. All right, so well, I've been talking, but I've been looking at this transition, and it's an odd transition. So I wanna let's make this make sense first here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you know, you'll have to, you know, the strafe, when you say strafe speed, you're trying to attack it sideways, right? So, or you're talking about like a frontal CV attack um, build. That's what you're talking about? Yeah. Okay, nice. So it's like frontal attack. It's not a side attack. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just like a tank, right? So, you know, you're moving sideways. That's what I do. I just 360 around a POI with the tank, and then it's just always got all the turrets, you know, engaged. And then, you know, obviously it's the way you set your turrets, right? You set your rockets to only hit mounted weapons and turrets and bases only. You let the minigun turrets handle NPCs only. You turn them off on the bases and stuff. And then you'd probably do the same thing with the plasma. Just set it for turrets, so that way the heavy stuff is taking care of that. And then, like, maybe, I don't know, set this for generators or whatever. Because honestly, the artillery turret is stupid as hell, right? Like, it's, and when I say stupid, I mean it's a dumbass gun. Like, it just does whatever the hell it wants to. So it shoots when it wants to. It's just a dumb gun. So 40. That's fast. That's fast, man. Do I have anything that's that fast? That's this heavy? I mean, I guess it depends on what you're doing, right? Like, these are only 12. Yeah, that's true, that's true. I bet the shuriken is that fast, though. Let me see. Now you made me curious. You're throwing numbers out there. Wow. CBs can serve as POI hunters. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I mean, 10 turrets hitting, like, you know what though? Like, I gotta say, man, I feel like flak should be permitted on planets. Man, if we could just get flak, oh, gosh, that would be epic. I gotta figure out what I'm doing here with this transition. I wonder how. Be cool if we had like rocket launchers, like fixed lock rocket launchers. That'd be cool. Put them right here. I wonder if I should put. I wonder if I should spread my. Wonder how. Wonder how effective that would be. To have like 2 of them right there. Actually, I think it's a whole nother. Oh no, it's okay, cool. So these aren't the same way as the CVs, where you have to have the extra block. So yeah, that doesn't block that. Interesting. Yeah, flat cannons are cool, man. I mean, you know, with anything, pretty much any build, I mean, the rockets are the way to go. Forget everything else. Like, the rockets are what's up, you know? On their what? Oh. I'm gonna leave this here for now, but we'll test it. We'll test it and see if it's if it makes any sense right there. Do something different for this converging on here. I don't like using this shape though. Like, I could do this, right? But I'm not a fan of that. I just don't like the way it looks. The lighting like messes with it, so definitely gonna have to keep it like this. But I want to do something different right here. Figure that out. Okay, that's interesting. So, limiting types of weapons for vehicles. Well, I don't understand that. So, when you're limiting limits, like for okay, so like let's say I wanted to build this tank, but I only wanted to have miniguns on it. Yeah, I could put miniguns on it and not put anything else, and it's still limited by the amount of minigun turrets. So what you're saying is like a vessel should have a max limit of turrets, period. So if I want to put 15 minigun turrets on this, I can do that. Or if I wanted to put 15 rocket turrets, I can do that. Is that what you're saying? Or I'm saying I want to use rockets on whatever vehicle I want or cannon. Oh, okay, I understand. So yeah. Okay, gotcha. So you want to be able to, yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if you could have turrets on an SV, right? That's, you know, so yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I feel that way too. You know, give us more options. I'm all for that. Ooh. Forgot I got weird blocks now. I don't like that. What about... Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. I want retractable. What was it? I wanted that was retractable. I want those new ramps for everything. I want those new ramps for bases. I want those new ramps for HVs. I want those new ramps for everything. That's what I want. Also, I have a furnace and a deconstructor. I'll put them in the output box. You can place them where you want them. Oh, okay, cool, Dragon. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I mean, the furnace, you know where the furnace goes, so I mean, if you just want to place it, just make sure you turn it off. Yeah, absolutely, Alarion. Welcome to the welcome to the stream, by the way. But yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Why can't we duck? I'm noticing people's colors and Twitch are different. Is that something I did or Bone Dog did or? Okay, okay. I know nothing. so what's this? 1, 2, 3. That'll either be the multi-turret, or could do like a hatch. I don't know why you'd want a hatch. No, a hatch doesn't really make sense though. Well, I guess it does. I don't know. It could be either. Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, honestly, I do the same thing. It's just that I erase stuff. So like the same way I place this, I just realized that this will only achieve a half block, and then it'll look stupid. So now I have to erase this basically and go down. Whoop, go down another one. Yep. All right. Let's close these off for now. So there's still a lot of space in here to manipulate and add. Well, you know, this has got to be cleaned up, but there's going to be a lot of little holes that we can add fuel and RCS. Well, not necessarily. Well, yeah, even right here, we could add a fuel tank like 1, 2, 1, 2. You know, so it's not touching the turrets and causing chain reaction, but you know. So that's the benefit of starting with the function and then building out from there, giving yourself enough room to then, you know, tuck in those type of deals. I've kind of, honestly, not a whole lot there that I'm too interested in. I know this tiny little triangle has a really important use because I've run into that issue a couple times. It just hasn't happened for me lately. But honestly, it doesn't. This one's helpful, but it's not necessarily a base helpful. It's more of, it's a base helpful. So like with this situation here, you used to have to. So like if I would do this, right, which is what I do a lot, is this transition, but I like it because it's one solid shave, right, all the way to the tip if I was to add the small triangle. But the problem is it prevents you from doing this block again, right? You have to do this block to continue that transition to the side like that. But now the benefit is that you can eliminate that and just use this thing and then just continue, you know, whatever. You continue with a regular block or do it in a corner. So I've used that one for a base. But yeah, not really. To be honest, not really. This one will come in handy every once in a while. I don't do a lot of inset cornering to where that's a thing. Again, this is a lighting issue for me. It looks bad. It refracts, you know, like too much, and it's just, yeah, I don't like it. So that's why I like kind of smooth planes. It's a real J Randall thing to do right there. See how that works. I'm trying to delve into things like that, but man, that bothers me right now, seeing that thing kind of humped over. But I know texturing will make that look cool, so. Yeah, no, that's true. Same thing with the extensions, man. Like, they gave us all these cool textures. Well, they're kind of cool. I mean, they're okay. But yeah, you can't use them on regular blocks, so you can't really blend, you know, extensions and not extensions. Yeah, it's definitely the UVs. All stuff I'm sure they will fix. Whoop. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean he's just, yeah, it's just different how he does it. He can pull it off. It's hard to do that. It's hard to texture, you know, because he's kind of a chaotic texture. Like, let's be honest, but it works. It works every freaking time, and it looks great from a distance. When you get up to it, it looks okay. Like, it definitely works. So it's, yeah, I'm not able to achieve that, or I'd never know because I can't do that. I can't look at textures, certain textures he does. I mean, like if you look at this, right? It looks really good, And it seems like he's even able to kind of mute a lot of those shiny tones or whatever, because he uses textures like this. I know I used to hate that texture, but now I love it because it's a way to mute that lighting. You notice like it doesn't shine at all on that specific texture, but like this triangle. See, that's where I have a problem, is the way it's not a straight line. He transitions it to the triangle and then it goes over. That bothers me for a shaping, but it works for him because of the way he textures. So he does the tones. He does, you know, these kind of deals that go off and do this weird, you know, they kind of look like toenails. And then he does these rounded things mixed with this cone that then intersects with this flat plane. That shit's cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm starting to do that too. Like if you use like so yeah, when I'm coloring, I'm doing like my, that's a bad example, but like I don't know, like this. Like I'm doing like my core shadows and my midtones and stuff, and definitely trying to prevent some of those weird shapes. But you can't help it with some of the weird shapes. You just can't help it. Doesn't have normal wildlife. Horrors and assassins, nice. Yeah, definitely that palette is awesome. I wish they'd give us that for textures. If we could bring our own textures in, oh my god. I'm gonna have to do something else to transition that, but let me just. Oh, nice torpedo. Yeah, definitely. Um, Definitely more efficient vertical, but I'm gonna avoid that this time. Actually gonna inset this one so it doesn't conflict too much here. Because this actually has a decent radius to where you can even be a block away and it'll still cut. So I'm just gonna give it 1. I mean, by the time you've got this thing, this is a level 25 or level 20 or whatever tank. Level 20, yeah, you're not using biofuel. And again, I want to get away from, I'm giving you the capability. In a pinch, you can make some carbon substrate if you absolutely have to. But this is not the lawnmower. This isn't the thing you take out outside your base and go cut trees with. Make something for that, right? Make a lawnmower. You know what I mean? Keep your level 5 HV for that. I hear you, Laren. Well, Laren, I would expect you to have an extremely epic lawnmower. Even this mid-level, like if you ended up getting this one or whatever, you can cut trees with that if you want. This is a battle tank, but if you're stuck on a tree, I'm gonna give you, a way to get out of it without it being obtrusive. Because the problem with like for this, for instance, the problem with this is I get stuck sometimes. Now, I'm not saying on this specific build. I don't know yet. I haven't spent much time flying this thing around or anything. So I can't speak for this, but I could speak for like some of my builds where I had a bunch of these going across. I have issues sometimes when I'm negotiating terrain and I get stuck sometimes because of this. So I'm just gonna stay away from that when it comes to a combat vessel. Coffee. We got so much coffee. Oh yes. Oh yes, yes. Okay. Feeling good now. All right. So like that's a new shape, right? Make grow plots. Yeah. I could. It wouldn't be vanilla though. Yeah, see how many lights that is, though? Like, I want to do cool stuff like that, but it's like, it just kills me with the way it, like... Hey, Jaguar, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, why am I using my gun? Damn it. Let's try triangle. See if that... Where's the triangle? Oh, I never usually triangle. Where are you? There you are. Try to add a mass block onto the rear of the vessel. Oh. Oh, that's not... No, it's not the right angle. Yeah, it's really the only, problem with this one is that's it, right? Like, that's it, and then you got this blank spot. Okay, let me read what you guys are talking about here. Gonna go check on that. Oh, thanks, Jaguar. I appreciate it. I think Dragon was already there, though. It is slightly. Actually, you think it's unbalanced that gets me stuck that way. Still feels a bit buggy. It can really be that way. As soon as your HV has an imbalance towards the front, it gets stuck a lot. Yeah, so any terrain shift. So with the yeah, let me do this. Let's do the I don't know. Let's do the rotary, and let's do the ads, right? Two different HVs, right? Totally different position and how. So this is the traditional format, right? Like this is a mid-level HV. So the 4 edges are the 4 points of contact, right? And this thing's got hover boosters as well to boot, which I don't think are bugged anymore, so it's okay. But so when you're flying this thing around, you know, it's fine on a flat surface, right? But when you change terrain, alright, let's say it's rock, right? Well, I was able to hit that, okay, but yeah, I guess I'm in a pretty flat area, but when you change terrain, it then changes. It messes up the point of contact with one corner, throwing off the center of mass. And sometimes it'll get stuck when it's doing it from the front because you lose contact with that engine. I guess I'm probably not explaining that right either. But like this one, for instance, has them in the center. So all of them are in the center, which works really good when you're constantly shifting your surface. So, you know, no matter what kind of terrain shift you run into, you're always gonna have your center of mass powered with hover engines. The only problem is if you're moving, it's easier to do that, right? Because there's not that stability in the 4 corners keeping that thing constantly shifted. So, you know, what I want to do for the new build is put some on the corners as well that you can activate when you're doing when you're traveling. Yeah, so like let's see. So if you go center of mass, then you gotta jump back in the cockpit for it to take effect there. But you see, it's off too. My center of mass in this is not centered. So you see it's off, right? But because these engines are the way they are, it works, right? Like it works really well. Yeah, so great for mining. I don't have a problem flying around with it. You know, yeah, it tips sometimes, but I don't have like a big problem with it. But some people complain about that. What are you gonna do, right? That's my new phrase that Span shot me. What are you gonna do? It's a ceiling, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? No, it is, and I used to get real obsessive with it and add mass blocks on it. But honestly, it's not. I don't see a big. I don't see a big problem with that. Like this one, all of mine are, and that's because of weapons. That's because of a lot of things, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't. No, you sit there and you try to get that shit center, like that's more like it. But it's got the warp drive in front. That's why. So that weight is balanced a bit more. But I mean, you're always gonna have more rear thrust, right? So trying to balance, it's just too much, man. It's too much to be worrying about. It's not like that. You're not gonna notice a huge difference. Exactly, Templar. All right. Um, we're still, yeah. Exactly, Templar. Yeah, I mean, it's in order to have like a perfectly symmetrical thing now, it'd be madness. Like, it's just not realistic anymore. Not that I think it ever was, but yeah. take off there? Took some off. Some got shaved. So play some music. You know, that's something I wanted to talk to Bone Dog about. I don't know if Bone Dog's still on, but isn't there a way to like? I saw that in the settings for Twitch, like people can request music or whatever. Like, maybe that's something to do. I'm not. I mean, I love music, but I love my music, right? I don't know if everybody else loves my music, so that's you know what I mean? It's kind of a personal preference thing, definitely, right? And I know, you know, a lot of people they're watching, but they're also, you know, they're kind of doing what they're doing, and they might have some other stuff going. They might be watching TV, so. But I have thought about that. Over here trying to do weird things with my blocks here. Things I don't normally do. Hey, Blazer. I don't know. When did you leave? Alright, cool, Dragon. Appreciate it. Now, see, that's the problem with doing symmetry with these triangles. They don't do it correctly. I wish they'd fix that. That's kind of weird, right? It's not my normal, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I like it. Thanks, Thompson. Yeah, I don't like it. Do I like it? I don't know. I don't think I like it. It's too square. It's just too square. I don't know. Well, no, I could do, okay, hold on. I could do something else here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll do that in the inner part of that instead of the outer. Huh, CPU. 17. Not even half. Well, yeah, half. I'm thinking about it. So yeah, we did these by default. I'm definitely thinking about it. I wish they were bigger. Oh, and I wish we had more options. So these are 300 versus 200. Just there. So that's actually safer, right? Because then, you know, it's only going to chain react that set. You're not going to lose. You're going to lose a lot less. Yeah. At a fuel cost, definitely, but. Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah, that is annoying. Super annoying. It is what it is. So, I kind of want to... Let's see here. This is 340. I kind of want to change these out for these then. Because the side thrust is the important thing. Let's do that. Shit. Uh, 3 p.m. Eastern, Alarian. Yeah, look at the so at top speed, right? All right, I'm at top speed 40, right? Now I'm gonna shift directly to the left right now. See how fast that stops? That's where you need all that thrust to change directions. Look at that. I mean, can't do that with a lot of HVs. That oh shit moment, like, oh shit, back up. Alright, later. Yeah. Damn it, Bone Dog, you and your motion sensor amateurness. When you guys are setting your motion sensors to open ramps, do it like 4 blocks lower than you would think, so that when you're in that situation like that, not that you'd do that, but there could be a situation where you can't go all the way down, and you'd be able to get an HV in there. Yeah, this move's good. I mean, we're still gonna add more weight to it, but having that 5, so that's 25 meters per second squared. It's only, yeah, right? It's only made for max. You guys like that? That's funny. That's funny. No. Oh, that's what we removed. Remember earlier I was like, oh shit, we removed something. What is it? Freaking artillery turret's gone. All right, crazy. Thanks for popping in, man. Catch you later. All right, so forgot all about this cockpit thing. Do I want to provide an external cockpit? I really don't. Let's see how that would look. I mean, I get complaints about that every time I build one of these builds with the, I definitely get complaints about it. Problem is, it just totally vulnerabilizes the freaking hell out of here. I mean, look at that. Yeah, I mean, now it's just like, oh, shoot me, and then I'd have to move all that, and I mean, this is a big one. We could do like a smaller one, but still, it's still just vulnerable as hell. Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much all of my heavy combat builds don't have external cockpits for the reason that, you know, they're just vulnerable as hell. I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's realistic to be able to see in first person," and I get that. I get that from a precision standpoint, I guess. I don't, you know, I don't buy that as far as realism because freaking space, like, you know, we're so far in the future. You telling me that they can't have, like, I mean, they already have that. I mean, drone pilots freaking work out of trailers, and, you know, you telling me that I can't have an internal cockpit with a virtual screen that I'm able to, you know, I mean, that's, of course you could do that. So I don't buy that explanation, but yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't mind flying in third person, but, you know, there's definitely people that prefer that. So let's see. I don't know. Let's see if we can incorporate it to where it makes some sense here. Oh, really, Dragon? Okay. Alright, we'll have to add that. If you see a good place to add it, go for it, man. Oh. Kind of negates the purpose there, doesn't it? Pew pew. I wish there was better, I wish there was one more, like, square option for that size cockpit. Can't we get some new cockpits, man? Like, that 4? Was it 4? So mine's 6. The one I like is freaking 6. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Let's look at this here. I mean, we got room inside, right? We can get away with it. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. Oh, we don't, because that freaking artillery turret. Ooh, so if I move the artillery turret back... Let's try that. I hate to do that, though, because depression. Actually, I think it'll be okay. Let's try it. So if we move it back one. Let's add this now. Let's remove that cockpit for now. I don't even, yeah, it's not even gonna fit there. I'd have to put it back two. Oof. I mean, you know, I could just not have retractable, but I really like the retractable. Like, I just really like the look of it. Like, it's just freaking cool. Yeah, man, it's still gonna work. The placeholder truss when the farms go in, they block airflow. Thought I removed those though. Those aren't there, are they? Oh, you added farming. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh no, I see what you're trying to say. So when we tested it, those trussing were there and they're not airtight. So that's why it worked before. Now, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I gotcha. Hey, Kane, how's it going? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, okay. But the only two option was in the wall and the staircase on the floor. Which do you prefer? The rest of the floor is container extensions. Was the wall of the staircase. Wall of the staircase. You're talking about like stair, and you're talking about that block in between them? Because if that's what you mean, then yeah, do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we could do like a pilot mode here. And then, you know, we'll set a signal to where it'll be like pilot mode. Yeah, just do it now. So we'll call it external pilot. And basically that'll deactivate this turret when you do when you enable external pilot here. Let's do this. So signal logic, external pilot, and we'll invert that. So when you enable external, you know, it closes, and then when you deactivate it, it'll bring that back out for protection. So yeah, I mean that's fine, right? Like that's, you know, so that's 700 hit points. You got the turret in front of it. If it shoots through, yeah, you know, I mean that's the frontal as well, though, right? So I don't know. I like that it has the option. I do like that. I don't know if it's worth it though. Oh, cool. Yeah, right on. Lights are a good thing, absolutely. Oh, it's backwards. Damn it. So it's this one then. Yeah, okay. I was using the wrong one there. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I can't do this. Yeah, see how I'm stuck? I forgot. You gotta have above. Yeah, that's not even an option. Damn it. Well, kind of not mad about that, to be honest. Because it is vulnerable. Yeah, that was definitely a vulnerability there. So I'm not too upset about it. Alright, well, that's a thing. Let's, Oh, so it'd have to go... See, the thing is the artillery turret just negates having, like, a rear cockpit. Yeah, it's just not really a... It's no good option. I mean, I could get rid of this one altogether and just have the cockpit on the outside, but it's gonna be the first thing to get shot, definitely. I don't know, let's see what that looks like. What's your guys' take in the chat here? What's your guys' take on that? Do you guys prefer at least the option to have like an external cockpit, or do you not care, or what's your thing with it? Yeah, me too. Really hate. Yeah, definitely. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so it's this block that you come out of when you come out of your cockpit, so that's fine. Interested. Let's see if let's see something here. If I can put something on this block. Yeah. Ha! That works. Interesting. Nice. Alright. I don't feel so bad about that. Maybe 3 over 4 down for corner point. The rounded thing? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Talking about this. I think there's a shape for that now, right? Not this one. It's like. And I could just do. But I wonder if that'll break the line of sight. No, not at all. 5 down, 3 over, 6 down. Oh, the corner. I think that's a full corner though. Yeah, see, that's a full 45-degree corner, so this is only like a, what's that, 25-degree corner. Alright, we know that works. So let's make this look out of the way now. See, I wish there was a slope with this, because this is great for being able to connect to that, but there's no proper. You see how that is a change of angle? So it's like an incline, and yeah, there's no other that works. Like this one doesn't. You know, it just looks weird to me. That shift and slope is so weird. So I usually just do half blocks. Yeah, you're good, AC, no problem. Yeah, I like that. Well, I don't like, no, see, I don't like that either. Damn it. Yeah, I think we just gotta stick flat. Maybe a slight incline with the block that goes from wall to half. Oh, look at that. I found you. I found your use. That's your use. Look at you. Okay, interesting. Thanks, Kenny. Move it 4 back. Well, the problem with that then is, you know, because you got to worry about frontal armor as well, right? So let's say turret shoots this thing out, right? If it's 4 back, now it's all the way in your bay. Right now, if I seal this down, you know, let's say they shoot it out, right? That's fine, because, you know, it's just this. I mean, they still got to get through, you know, the layers, which is going to be all the way back to here at least. It'll probably be more frontal. It'll probably going to do like to here, right, in frontal. So they still got to get through all this stuff, you know, beat through this and stuff. So we may move those generators and fuel tanks now that this is a little more vulnerable. But yeah, I mean, the frontal armor is still going to be good, and they've also got to hit this because you're going to be at an incline as well. And so if I move it 4 back, that makes it really vulnerable. And then visibility as well. So you move it back, you're just going to see this narrow, you know, you're going to be all the way back here. So you're barely going to see any, like a little box. Whereas when you're right here, you've got a decent amount of visibility. So I mean, it's not super great, but you know, it's not too bad. I mean, you can at least see something, right? Alright, thanks, Dragon. Will do. Definitely need more RCS. Some armored windows over the exposed cockpit sections to give it a bit more protection. Well, so with Alpha 9, you can no longer encase a enclosed cockpit, otherwise you'll glitch into the block. So what I just discovered it's the second block in is where you actually spawn out. So you've got to keep this open. If you don't keep that open, then you're gonna, yeah, it's not gonna work. No, it's one. Here, I'll get out of God mode here. Yeah, so I mean, you spawn right there. It's 3 above if it's internal. But yeah, otherwise, yeah. Not referring to the top, but the front part of the cockpit. Could slap some armored windows over the... Oh, I see what you mean. Right here. The front part, yeah. Well, if I had this coming out more front, but... Yeah, okay. Well... So if I extended that out, but then that messes with my visibility, right? For the side visibility. Yeah, if that's even more forward than that block's coming here, then I literally have like, well, okay. I was gonna point to the screen. You guys can't see me. All right, yeah. So no, it would just be a smaller window. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I think this is pretty good. This is one, two blocks here. Ooh, excuse me. This is 275, 350, 400, 275. I feel like now that we got the cockpit here, we need to do a little better with this. Yeah, I think so, right? That's good. And if you're doing heavy POI assault, you're not going to be in that cockpit anyway, because I'm still going to provide a an internal cockpit as well. So we're going to have a yeah, probably right here. Oh, right here, yeah. So you're still going to have this one, right? And we'll go out of God mode here. Oh, okay, cool. So I did spawn next to it. Yeah, so we're good. We got clearance. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. I think that might be okay, actually. Alright, so you want to, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the lag shot will be here. You basically, when you do lag shot, you want to do it, you want to start at 3 layers from what you're protecting. You don't want to put lag shot right in front of it. It's not going to protect it. You need to have it 3 layers. Yeah, of course. But I do recognize that a lot of people use my builds in PvP. I mean, I see it. You know, in Shattered Realm, you go in there and there's a lot of my builds. So while this is for PvE, I don't want it to be completely useless in a PvP environment. When I was first in Shattered Realm, I took my. It wasn't even a hardcore one. It was the heavy assault, the PvE heavy assault. Actually, the reason why I made this is because I wanted a more PvP. But I used this, and I went up against 2 heavy tank SVs, like really heavy tank SVs, and I took them both out with just this by myself. So that's got a lot of frontal armor. This has, you know, all this is frontal. And then you got the cockpit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the harvesters. Whereas this thing is, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. And then 8, 9, 10. Yeah, about 10 layers of the cockpit. So we're gonna be somewhere in the vicinity of that. Yeah, exactly, Dre. All right, so I like that. We added a little function for the first person guys. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, that one, yeah. Oh, did it? Okay. Wish he had sentry guns on an HV, that'd be cool. Okay, so I did lose that minigun turret there, so I could put one. Let's see how this works. So that gives us some more protection, some lower protection, kind of like right here, because those side ones aren't really going to achieve that depression. So this will give us some protection right here. I really wanted to put one underneath, but yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, can't. I wish you could put more turrets on a HV. Just be awesome. Now I could do another multi-turret underneath. That might be a benefit for depression. Yeah, we might. Well, no, this isn't a salvage HV, so yeah, I don't need to worry about that. Not really. I mean, it's not only acceleration, but it's acceleration from transition, because I need to assist in braking when I change directions. I mean, I don't know what the math is for that, but oh man, yeah, it's late. Oh, I'm gonna have to call it, I think. Got some progress done though. We definitely got some more shaping done. I'm liking the back. I think the back looks better. This is looking pretty solid. So we still need to clean up in here a bit. Get the entrance going. I like how it's a nice secure entrance. We'll probably carry this over. it's that guy. So we'll carry that over like that, and then we'll seal it up like that. There we go. That's a bit better. Right? That's a 3. Yeah, so I have to make that work. So let's insert these one. Man, why am I using my gun? Alright, so that gives me 300 hit points, by the way. So you hit that, that's 100. These are, oh, these are 100? Wait. Shutters are 100. Wait, shutters are 100 now? I thought they were 200. Oh, so that doesn't freaking matter. Well, it does benefit you in a PvP standpoint, because you actually have to use explosive devices. You can't use so, but it looks, the door looks better, right? But we'll leave the shutters on the internal. Yeah, damn, I thought those were 200. Did they change that? That's weird. Oh, it's the size. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that'd be cool. Stairs on SVY because they're bigger SVs than size class 1 starters. Yeah, we definitely need more ramp options. Absolutely. All right, that's gonna yeah, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Got some good progress on it. Yeah, shaping's getting there. We'll figure out how we're gonna transition some of this stuff, but yeah, it's getting there. This might be a I don't know, this might be an issue. We'll see how it works though. So yeah, tomorrow's the big day. Designers Showcase will be at 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch. So get ready for that. I'll make all the necessary announcements in Discord. So yeah, thanks everybody. Everybody have a good night, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. Thanks a lot.